Lads, we're back. How are you?
Oh,
We are good.
Yeah,
I'm
great.
okay.
How
I'm
are you
okay.
guys? How
That's
was your
really
day?
That was my day.
Yes.
Worked. That was good.
Yeah.
I saw some funny stuff you guys sent me on Twitter, and it's made my
Hmm.
day because I realized that karma exists in the world. Anyway, we won't
Okay.
linger on that because no one's gonna know what we're talking about except maybe Donald.
And
Shout out
Mike.
and Mike. Yeah, and Mike.
Talk
Anyway,
about hockey. I don't know what you guys talking
yeah,
about.
hockey.
Yeah.
Woo. We're back.
Anyways,
Yeah,
I have
great.
my funny story.
Go ahead.
Okay, thank
All
you.
right.
All three of us, we love the hockey merchandise. I mean, if you're watching the video, you could see, well, mine's getting better in the back, I promise. But Adam, Alex, you guys
Yeah.
have the merch behind you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys already know my favorite player growing up was Jean-Sébastien Giguère for the Mighty Ducks.
I always think it's Korea, but then I get reminded. Yeah.
I thought
Yes.
it was Luke Shen, but that's okay.
Oh, that's a close second. Don't worry. No. Leafs era Luke Shen, by the way. So the Ducks, there's NHL store, right?
Yeah.
They're having a sale for everything, and they have a Giguère bobblehead, $5. Like the general size bobblehead, it's $5, right?
Yeah.
Not selling out. I was so enthusiastic today during my break that I'm like, I could actually buy 10 of these or like I buy like 5 of these and it wouldn't affect me that much, right? Like it's $5, right? For your favorite player.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm
Oh,
about
Lord.
to. They said, "Are you going to pick up or are you going to ship to your address?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, I'm not in Anaheim or in Orange County, so I have to ship it to my house." Get to the checkout page. Please guess how much shipping was.
Oh, like double the price of what it was going to cost.
All right.
$75.
Okay, Alex, what do you think?
American.
Uh, how much was it? You was it going
So
to be in total? Or how
I
much was the? How much did you only buy one? That's what I
I end
want.
up like okay, like I'm like
Or
no,
did
I
you buy
should
five?
probably
Did you buy
I should like
10?
I should just try to buy one. So how much do you think
Okay.
shipping would be for one? Like the size is like
Oh, like $15.
okay, $15. Adam.
Yeah.
75 US.
All right.
Wow. Oh yeah, we're US.
Okay.
75.
The funny thing is Adam is actually closer.
Oh my god, that's disgusting.
It's $50 US for just
Oh my
one
God.
bobblehead.
Oh,
So I don't even know how much it would
God.
be for a jersey.
So it's $55 US
Yes.
for the bobblehead.
And that's not
And
taxes and duties included.
That's
Oh, so
oh.
that's so what? It's gonna come out to like almost $75 US.
So if there's any
Oh,
people,
that's like $100 Canadian.
yeah.
Any listeners in Anaheim?
It's not worth
get
it.
for an annual?
It's not worth it.
Yeah,
It's
any
not worth
listeners
it.
in Anaheim, just letting you know, it's free pickup for you guys. And if you'd love to ship it to me
For free.
for free, let me know.
You know what? They could have put it with the Leafs on the plane back after their loss to Anaheim.
Oh, that's
They
true.
They could
And
have.
there's the freaking transition
Wow.
masterclass. Ooh, I didn't think it could get much worse for the Leafs since the last time we recorded. And what's funny is it can get even worse after this episode. They play the Flyers tonight, but first we're going to go back a few dates. A short view to the past, gentlemen.
A mere 3 days ago when we last recorded this podcast.
Nicky Lauda once said, no, we're not going to do that.
Don't you dare you loud on this
Put
one.
a monkey in the car and you
Put-
drive it. Now, Sebastian, no, we're not gonna. What a great question. It was 3-1. I was watching the game because the Habs weren't playing, and I thought, you know what? Let's watch some Leafs hockey. They go up 3-1. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go watch some of Vegas Winnipeg. This game is done and sealed. Next thing I see, it's going to overtime, and then Trevor Zegras scores the game winner.
So this is your fault because you said the game was done and sealed. This is how I'm going to put it.
If you want, sure.
Yeah, sure, man. It just makes me feel better.
I didn't run off and have a hissy fit and break my stick, or slam my stick.
I know it's. You know what? I'd actually rather him do it in front of everybody.
Because here's the thing, you know what he did, Alec, and we can get to this debate a little Marner later about Marner.
A little Marner.
This bitch. You know what's bad is the image that is leaving the bench. But we can get to that later. We can get to that later. Marner gets benched in the game
For 2 shifts.
Yeah.
I thought it was one. It was two.
Okay, one. I don't know. Who cares?
It wasn't a real.
Not
bench.
enough.
It wasn't a real benching. a rough road trip for the Leafs against the Anaheim Ducks, who, if you listen to the broadcast, the first 5 minutes was the commentators absolutely ripping apart the Ducks and how bad they really are. The
Yeah,
Hayward was
they kept
bad.
mentioning that. Oh my gosh! Like, oh, just letting you know if you didn't hear 5 minutes ago, they are the 32nd team right now, and they
Their
only have
goals
one win.
against is awful, and John Gibson's awful, and like they really hammered home early how bad the Ducks were.
Yeah,
Like that second period was pretty bad, but you still had faith. Or I had faith. I don't know about you guys. Alex, before we get into the specifics of this game
Uh-huh.
and the Marner stuff and the Keefe stuff, and before we get to previewing tonight's game and some of the quotes coming out, how'd you feel?
How do I no different than last episode, to be honest.
God.
I like what am I supposed to say? Like, do you want to repeat? We could just repeat the last segment because I feel like a lot of what I would say is the same. Like there's nothing more for me to add. We can keep placing blame on whoever we want, but at the end of the day, I know who I'm placing blame on. I know some people want to place blame on different people. I respect people's positivity. In the world of absolute garbage, I don't mean just in hockey. I mean just in general. Great. I appreciate your positivity. I can't do it. I want to add one thing though. I don't know if we're gonna get to it. It might be relevant later, but I wanted to bring it up off the bat because Mark Recchi was on Born and Kipper, which has been on my timeline a lot recently, which maybe says that my opinion on the Leafs are changing considering like a year ago. I'm like, I don't get it. I don't agree with them. And he was essentially, they were having a discussion about the top guys, buying in. And like, I'm not disagreeing with Mark. I'm not disagreeing with the discussion, but to me, I'm listening to this and I'm like, but if they haven't been buying in, what are we doing? Like, it's 7 years. It is 7 years of this. And if they're not buying in, this is the second coach. What are we doing here? I'm genuinely curious to all parties, like to the players, to the management. If this is like, if we're now having a discussion 10 games into the season, 7 years into whatever project we want to call this, that we're still having a discussion about players buying in, what are we doing here? When was the last time? And like, I'm not comparing the Leafs to these teams, but if they want to be, again, I go back to like how these guys want to be paid. I'm comparing it to these teams. When was the last time you ever heard out of Boston or Tampa Bay? Let's just talk about the teams within your division. When was the last time we had a discussion about the top players buying in? Because I cannot, for the recent, like there was a spat between like John Cooper and Nikita Kucherov. I assume, like I remember he got benched. Obviously after the sweep, there was the whole rumor about him getting traded, but that's not them not buying in. So we haven't heard that from anywhere else. Or personally, like it hasn't, maybe it's because it hasn't come out, but again, like it hasn't been this noticeable. And it's just like, if they haven't bought in now, what have we been doing?
there's two things I'd like to mention there. One is, yeah, great example of the big time players, and they're getting spoken to by the coaches. I'm not saying that we're gonna, make it overblown of what the Marner situation with the shifts were, but I remember in back-to-back cup wins, Mike Sullivan, he's not a very calm person sometimes, especially when you see him on the bench, very animated. And do you guys remember every time he would just say shut it or yell at Malkin whenever Malkin was getting out of line or was trying to pick a fight with someone else on the bench? I remember something like that. So it is something where you have your star players, you have your guys, but it shouldn't be overblown in a way that, like we shouldn't ruffle the feathers. I know we're going to bring up the lines about who's going to be on the top two lines, but another thing too, and Alex, you've seen it, right? You've seen on Twitter, not verified accounts where, we don't know where that's going to go. But do you remember they're bringing up that notion again of comparing DeMar DeRozan
Dude, no, we're not
to Mitch
doing that
Marner?
again.
Okay.
Brendan Shanahan's not Masai Ujiri. Sheldon Keefe's not Nick Nurse. Kyle Dubas is not Bobby Webster. Like let's cut it out. Like enough. Like Austin Matthews, I don't even he's not like again. What discussion are we having?
Is that
he's
not the Jolt?
Guy, like no, he's not.
No, okay,
he's not. You know what I mean? Like let's not have that discussion. Like it's just I'd be upset for Raptors fans hearing that comparison. Like they went deep. Despite them getting killed by Cleveland killed by LeBron time and time again.
Yeah.
At least it was the second round. It was the third round. Like I get it. There were some bad things that happened, like some bad losses that happened in between. But at the end of the day, they won the freaking thing. There's no comparison between the Raptors and the Leafs. Like, sorry, I don't mean to be mean. I can't stand that comparison.
Let's talk about Sheldon for a second here. Right? Okay. Buy-in and that. There's been a lot made about Sheldon's relationship, especially with Mitch Marner lately. Now, if there's one thing I can't stand about the one thing I will really put on Sheldon Keefe lately, I think him only benching Marner for a shift, I thought was very cowardly. I don't know what message that really sends.
I know what message that sends, and I think it's a bigger one than people might think. But finish what.
It really feels like, maybe sorry to make an NBA comparison. I'm not saying Mitch Marner is as much of a diva as Kyrie Irving, but
don't put that smoke on Mitch Marner, please.
It feels like a bit of the inmates running the asylum at points. I get star players. We want them to be, there should be more sort of around them marketing wise for the league, and they matter more. There's no doubt about that, but I kind of want Sheldon to just, like the quote today about we may break up Marner and Matthews.
Do it.
Doesn't, like, dude, who cares? Break them up. Listen, again, Drexler and McDavid can play together at points. If you're down like a goal or two in the third, put Matthews and Marner together. But for the love of, and I have been telling and screaming about putting Nylander with Matthews starting last year, remember. I was a team for that. Last year, I was saying, let's go back to that. Okay. Dude, you can't let them dictate the whole team. If they're not playing well, you have to change stuff. Like, listen, I don't like Nick Robertson sitting, but that's not the change that's going to sort of change momentum here.
No, but that's also not that's such a small discussion that people are arguing over. But like, Robertson? Respectfully, yeah, I don't care. Cool. He's sitting. Have you watched the rest of this team play? I don't care that their Matthews and Marner are almost a point per game. Is anyone watching what's happening on the ice? Is anybody
scoring if you're not winning? Who cares?
Dude, but they're 4-4-2 or whatever their record is, 4-5-2, 4-4-2.
4-4-2.
Their 4 wins. Like they weren't wins that I'm like, wow, that's the Toronto Maple Leafs I'm watching.
I'm trying to remember what were the wins. Washington.
Mm-hmm.
I can't even remember them.
Neither can I.
Winnipeg.
Oh god, yeah, Winnipeg was their last win, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was their last one. That was the first game of the road trip.
Yeah. I think Samsonov was. It just feels so distant, right?
Winnipeg, Dallas, Ottawa, and Washington.
Mm-hmm. That's a wild.
A lot of close ones there, especially Dallas and Ottawa.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I just listen. If they lose to the Flyers tonight, I think really, really start quick. It doesn't get easier. Like then we talked about the schedule last episode. Guy, like the Bruins.
If they lose to the like I get it. If they lose to the Flyers, what? Like what are we gonna do? Fire the coach. Go ahead. What's that going to change?
About it, but I wonder if internally the discussions really start to happen.
But
about
what it's
what kind of real change needs to happen.
okay, and that's
I
fine.
think
But
we've
then
all
no one's
agreed.
watching anything that's going on the ice. Respectfully, like
Yeah.
they had the best coach in the freaking world. Sorry, you almost got me there. They had the best coach in the world, and they didn't do anything. Now they have Sheldon Key, and they're not doing anything. So what's the trick?
Would listen, if they keep losing, whether it's the right thing or not, there's going to be a move.
Mm-hmm.
Like, listen, like for example, I don't get how they couldn't do a better offer or match the offer Vancouver did for Ethan Bear. Like that, when I saw that, I was like, "What are we doing there?" That could have.
But that's not going to make the team better.
He's better than Mete Hall easily. Those
Okay, that's
right.
but this team isn't one defenseman away from getting better. This
Yeah,
again, like this team, it's not one defenseman away from the problems being fixed. That is a band-aid to the actual problem here.
well, then what do you do now? Then you can't do an in-season trade of one of the big guys.
No, you're right. I guess we can't. So the solution here is someone needs to figure out what the hell is wrong. Why are you playing like this? Someone should mark. It's incredible to me that they have Brendan Shanahan, with all due respect, they have Brendan Shanahan and look like that. Why is he not going down there and saying something?
Do you guys make anything of the fact that Dubas wouldn't talk to the media upon request?
I could not care less. The idea that sorry, I don't mean to cut anyone up, but the idea that that would have taken anything off the players is ludicrous. Do you know what city you live in?
I really wanted to see it just for the quotes, to be honest.
I remember reading that a lot of the reporters said like it's not usually common if you have that type of request for like the road journalists to get that from a GM, where it usually is just the coach.
Hey, it's headlines here, right?
Yeah.
It's just I listen for the chaos of it and the content for the show. I would have loved it, but I agree that it probably wouldn't have been great for him to do it. But if it continues, here's the thing: they can beat the Flyers tonight. I don't think anything really changes thought wise because it's no offense, the Flyers. All right, right now we're going to get to pretenders versus contenders later. I don't think the Flyers are going to win a divisional spot, but the way they're playing, they could be a challenge for a while. It's like wild card, but it's still the Flyers, I wouldn't even be surprised, by the way, if they lose to the Flyers and then they beat the Bruins on Saturday. Like, I wouldn't surprise me at all. But
if they play anything like they have the last 3 games, they're going to get eaten alive. Alive.
And Carter Hart's back in a way.
I don't think he's playing tonight.
Yes.
He is back, but I don't think he played last night.
Tonight. Oh, okay.
So here, by the way, are the lines at practice. I'm sure you two have seen them, but just for the shows.
Mm-hmm.
Bunting, Matthews, Marner.
Great.
Of course. Tavares, Nylander, Kerfoot.
All right.
Callie Yarncroc, Pierre Engvall in between them. I think it's Marcus Holmberg?
Pontus Holmberg.
Pontus. Who the hell is Paul? I'm thinking of the goalie, aren't I?
Yeah.
Saviors got. Who is this man? Before we go to the fourth one,
like an AHL guy. He's drafted by the organization. I believe he was a bit of a lower pick, and he's making his debut.
And then Zach Aston Reese with David Campton on the right wing. Dennis Mulligan, which Mulligan's just a fascinating player. Like I don't know what I don't know if him on the fourth line is gonna do anything, but
I don't know where to put him. Like I know he's a skilled guy, a bit of a shorter one, but I just never know where to put him.
Yeah, exactly. He's like the prototypical great offensive weapon, but then it's sort of like the rest of his game just holds him back. And
it's
those
like
guys,
Jeremy Bracco.
Those guys float around and then they end up in another league, And then the extras: Robertson, Abe Kubel, Samsonov appears to get the start apparently, and then the defensive pairings. This is the wild one. Giordano Sandin is the third pair. I like that. I like that a lot. Mete Morgan Riley.
Okay.
If you could see Alex's face right now. Mete is used to playing with first pairing defenseman in Montreal, Shea Weber. This is a sort of that strikes me as there's going to be some turnovers on that line, on that pairing. I could guarantee it. And then the top pair is according to apparently like what David Alter tweeted out the lines, is TJ Brody and Justin Hall. That's probably the second pairing if we're being
That's
honest.
similar
But
to that Sunday because remember they put Morgan
So,
Riley on the right side with Rasmus Sandin against the Ducks.
yeah,
yes,
yeah. So that line, TJ Brody's just protecting Justin Hall.
yeah,
That's what's happening there.
yeah, he's trying to do what a healthy Jake Muzzin used to do, and just
Yeah,
make that pairing look good.
We'll
try to
always
do
remember
God's
the
work.
golf bonding, guys. Don't worry.
And Kral and Lilligren are the extras. I think I saw today that they confirmed Lilligren is going to debut against the Bruins on Saturday.
Yeah, yeah.
Been looking pretty good with the
God,
Marlies. So there's hope, Alex, for
there's
Tim.
no hope. There's no hope. There's no hope when like we're talking about whatever. Like it's at the end of the day, if the guys at the top aren't performing, what are we doing here? Like we can have discussions about the bottom six, but when the top guys don't look like they can, like again, when 39-year-old Mark Giordano's the guy who looks like he's playing the hardest and cares the most, we got a massive problem.
Can I read you guys a John Tortorella quote that just came out?
Yeah, I think I just saw it about Sheldon Keefe.
Yeah, Luke Fox tweeted this. John Tortorella to Toronto reporters regarding Sheldon Keefe. Quote, you guys don't know what he's done for that team. You guys chuck darts at him because he wants a result. He's a terrific coach. I hope he jams it all to you. Quite honestly, not tonight. Now Frank Saravalli did quote tweeted saying, does Torts actually think media cares who wins and loses? I think some of them do, to be honest. Frank. But I love Torts. I love Torts.
I'm trying to double check. I have a feeling. That John Tortorella would have coached Sheldon Keefe.
I feel like they did. I feel like there's a. Or am I thinking of him in?
No. Let me double check.
Keefe was out of Tampa by the time John Tortorella was there, right?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah, I forgot he was in Tampa. Yeah, because I was starting to think. I think Marty and Sheldon too, but that's probably Tampa stuff maybe, or some other thing. Okay.
No, he would have been. There.
Oh,
really?
For 3 years, yeah.
Interesting.
They would have crossed over.
There you go. I would love to see John Tortorella coach the Leafs just for the sort of. Can you imagine?
I'd love it. I'd love it.
That'd be so.
We'd have like one episode based on like 2 quotes he did or something.
It'd be great. It'd be great. Oh god, imagine how him and Mitch Marner would be. Okay, lovely.
I'm probably thinking about this a lot bigger than it is, but does this start us thinking about a timeline right now of what we don't know what the change will be, but will this game and the Boston game, does that indicate a timeline of we're going to see a change? We don't know what it is.
What do you mean?
Boston game at home?
Let
me double check it on that.
I'm not sure. What do you mean? Like what change?
We talk about like, okay, if there's going to be any type of change, maybe we don't know if it's going to be a big one, might be just a small one, but is this the week that we, after all the discussions we've had the last few days, is this the week? Are these the 2 games that will dictate that we're going to see something?
It is at home, by the way.
Imagine you lose and you look shit like you look like crap versus the Bruins at home on a Saturday night. Here's the thing: if you hear boos and you hear chants and you see a jersey on the ice,
does that? But they've seen that before. They've seen that before,
and they've lived through it,
and they've done nothing about it. So they like. Again, all these I love seeing these quotes. That's so cool, guys, that you tell me you care. And Matthews is like, I'm gonna be more physical.
We've heard
do it, bro. Do it. Like I'm over reading it. Either do it on the ice or like stop. Like stop saying it. No one there. I don't think there is a single person on Twitter who reads a Leafs quote, coach, GM, player that genuinely believes it anymore. I can't see how that can be true because we've been told the same thing for the last 6 years at least.
I want to find the Mitch Marner quote because this made me really angry.
It was the Sheldon Keefe one, right? The question.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't to do with Sheldon Keefe. I don't give a crap about that.
I love the quote. Someone asked Sheldon Keefe if he was worried about his job. And it's like, I get why you asked the question, but it's like, what do you expect him to say? Like, you know what, guys, I'm actually super concerned about my job. Like, that's just, I understand why you asked the question, but that doesn't make like what a kind of answer are you going to get?
I can't find the Martyr quote, but it's the one where he was asked about like outside noise. And I'm trying, I can't find it.
Have you looked on Luke Fox's? Because I'm sure he quotes everything.
Oh, I don't.
I'll go through Luke Fox.
Okay, yeah, please. It's God, it was this thing about like we don't let the criticism get to us. I'm like, listen, there are players who very noticeably don't take pressure well, like Max Pacioretty for one. Like Mitch, I don't believe you. I don't believe that you don't get affected by that. Like you do. You do, Mitch. Daniel, why are you on fantasy? Added Kevin Hayes.
Oh, that was a pending
Daniel.
thing. Sorry, no, I know that was just a pending thing. Sorry, I got an email about that. How do you did you put notifications up?
He sees.
Yeah, of course I did. I'm the commissioner. I have to know what's going on.
Sorry, I queued it in. I'm listening. Don't worry.
Okay, speaking of which, let's just quickly behind the curtain before we move on here. To see this trade that Daniel has proposed to me, because this is ridiculous. So you want William Nylander and Charlie McAvoy, and you're going to give me John Tavares, okay, and Antoine Lundell.
Wait, who are you giving up?
I give him Nylander and McAvoy. He gives me Tavares and Lundell. No,
Come on.
Come on, you need a proven center, a true leader, someone who's a point per game guy.
I have Nick Suzuki.
Why not two captains? Well, there'd be too much leadership in the room. Sorry.
I mean, I'm sure. I have another captain. I have Yossi and I have Spurgeon.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have a lot of captains and not a lot of points.
Me?
Yeah. Just joking.
I was about to say I'm beating Donald this week. Man, Bennington's gone. I dropped him.
I saw it.
I know. I saw that, Adam. I know.
Bennington's he's costed. Stuart Skinner's now weird. I'm winning right now. Listen, I beat Mike. Wow. I beat Mike, guys. All right. As much as he wants to freaking complain. Anyway, I like how I've tuned my team. I like the boys are looking good. Looking good.
I like how I've tuned my team as well.
Yeah, you've got a very good team. I agree that you picked up a large step in thinking
that was a very.
I even said it last show. I said it. I'm like, gosh. I'm dropping Mason McTavish. I'm putting it out there.
Could I just say, like, okay, I really
did you pick him up, Daniel?
Which one? No, Mason I did not. Okay. I don't have the space. But I just like to say one thing on Gabe Vilardi in real life, not the fantasy. Gabe Vilardi.
Yeah.
Great story, by the way. The way he's been playing.
Yeah,
all the injuries. Yeah. He was supposed to go top 5 in 2017, drops to the Kings, and he's really shown it. Like, I know a lot of people are saying that this might be his final time to show it. He might just be a depth guy now, but he's really showing it for the Kings.
Good.
Yeah.
Happy for him. Maybe he'll be a piece in the Chychrun trade. Never know. Okay, the Habs lose a pretty tough one to the Minnesota Wild. I only watched the first period because I had work, so I couldn't stay up to watch it. If you want to talk about all the other, see, this is the difference between. No, I'm not saying the Habs are as good as the Leafs. I wouldn't dare say that. But Marco Rossi, who I did not know had edge in his game, drops Uri Slafkovsky and gets mobbed for it.
5'9".
Is he 5'9"?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. He's shorter than no, I'm not gonna say. I was gonna make a joke. He's pretty short. That's pretty short.
Is he actually 5'9"? Oh
yeah, he's 5'9". He's like 5'8", 5'9".
And then he gets mobbed, and including our Jack guy. Like, that's what you need on your team. Like, I hate to sort of be a broken record, but like, who's that guy on the Leafs? Bunting?
And like, supposed to be Wayne Simmons.
I know. I'd also like someone to mob players as well.
Like you remember, you know who they would like? Zach Bogosian.
You know, it'd be funny. You know what's really funny?
No, you don't get to say that. Let's stop. They don't stop. You don't get to say that.
Now that we're on this,
you don't get to say that.
Okay, it's just
not
funny.
You, Daniel. Adam.
It's funny because you see a lot of people mentioning it on social media now, where when those things happen, when the big hit happens on like the star players, like, oh, see, this is what it's the same argument every time. This is what happens when you get rid of Kadri. This is what happens when you trade Mason Marchment and so forth.
All right.
Yo.
The Kadri one is totally listen, I get it, but Kadri was, no matter who that GM was never going to be a Leaf after being suspended 2 years in a row. Mason Marchment, he wasn't even playing. He literally couldn't get in the lineup.
Hyman's the only real one.
Yes, sure.
For.
Hyman's the only one. Every other Marchment wasn't getting in the lineup. Like, what are you talking about?
Marchment was found gold.
Marchment literally was not touching the ice. He played in Winnipeg because.
But anyway, like, just back to the Habs, please.
You're the one who you made it about the Leafs. Don't even start.
Yeah,
you made it about the Leafs.
About Marchment in that. What does Marchment have to do with Uri Jack? Uri Jack. What am I talking about?
Adam, I know you didn't get to see the whole game, but did you get to see that Brendan Gallagher segment?
No, legit. I watched the first period, then went to bed, woke up, ate when I got home from work, and then right to the podcast. I haven't watched the highlights yet.
Okay, you're not gonna like Jared Spurgeon after that.
Yeah,
one.
So Jared Spurgeon,
he's a dirty player. He's a dirty player. Remember when he cross-checked like the back legs of Dvorak? People don't know he's a dirty player. How did he get known for like the Lady Bing last year? Jared Spurgeon's one of the low-key dirtiest players in the league. I've been saying this for a year now.
I'd want him on
dirty.
The Leafs.
That's true. You should drop him in fantasy.
I'd take him on the Leafs.
I'm not though. He's staying on. He's staying on.
So what happens is he pushed Gallagher, and then like he was kind of on him for a while in his crease, and then right when Gallagher gets up, he gets checked at the blue line.
Because do you know why there wasn't a call on that?
Because it was Chris Lee.
It was Chris Lee. Who remember that Vegas series? How I came on the show and I lost it because of Chris Lee. There is no official I can't stand more than Chris Lee. That guy is such a him and egging it with Dallas Aiken is all you need to know. The man is so full of himself and is so clearly not an ideal ref because he's so it gets personal with Chris Lee. He's just not. If the Flyers are playing and he's officiating, they're gonna win.
Wait, what did he do? What did he do with Dallas Eakins?
They were lipping at it. They were going.
Was he the coach? Was he the ref for the Leafs game? Because I heard that was. Oh, okay. I had no idea.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, interesting.
Because he's a scrub. He's not a good ref. Oh.
Okay, I didn't get to watch this game, but since we had brought it up before, that wasn't dirty. Like that Slavkovsky stuff. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna argue. I'm not like I can't argue. That was
why people were.
How can you look
up for him? You kind of have to, but yeah, it wasn't.
I don't know. The guy just stood there for 2 seconds and then didn't expect to get hit. Like, geez, Louise, I get it. You got to stand up for him.
You can't let Marco Rossi drop you. That can't happen. But
my God, that was whatever. That was crazy.
They stood up for their first overall pick. So
what's with Adam against all these players under 6 feet?
What are you talking about? I love
Marco Rossi, Jared Spurgeon.
How tall is Jared Spurgeon?
Because Jared Spurgeon's an actual dirty player.
I think he's like 5. He's also 5'8", 5'9".
Mm-hmm. Huh. Phil Caulfield's like 5'7".
Mm-hmm.
Well, finally got him in fantasy, by the way. Finally got him. It was
after weeks of labor.
He's part of the team. That was such a long negotiation. At one point, Mike nearly called it off because he's like, Forsberg's not doing anything right now. I said, no, you're accepting this trade. Enough of this. I mean,
he texted me before.
What did you have? Wait, hold on.
I gave him the seal of approval.
Did you for my deal?
Yeah.
I hate him so much.
At first, I'm like, no, don't trade Keandre Miller. He's like, nah, man, Shane Goss will get me more points. I'm like, then do it. Like, what are you asking me for?
See, I can trade. I didn't want to give up Goss to spare, but because I have McAvoy waiting on the bench, I was okay with it. And Forsberg, I'm just like, he's going to get hurt. And I'm okay getting Caulfield in exchange, especially because I have Marchand now. Like, I was okay doing the trade.
So
you got to give something to get something.
I hear your plan is to like just accumulate Habs. What's going on?
Okay, no. So let's just
that's what he said. I'm just asking. Don't do that.
It's relevant we're talking about the Habs. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's just talk about this, right?
That's what Mike said. And I'm like, that doesn't.
Let me just quickly get our fantasy league up here so I can show how much of a goddamn hypocrite Mike is. Okay. Okay, let's just and then I can defend myself on this platform I have. So
Okay.
Mr. Mike, who has a Ranger in his profile picture, by the
Yeah.
way, had Keandre Miller, has Artemi Panarin, has Vincent Trocheck, has Adam Fox.
Okay.
Most of them are very good players, but let's just talk about all the Rangers he has, by the way. If we talk about this and him giving me crap about, oh my god, we need to have a diverse team and all that. Yes, those are nasty players. However, let's look at the Habs I have picked up. Okay, Nick Suzuki, I
Okay.
traded from Daniel, and I gave you
Clayton Keller.
Clayton Keller. Okay, no one in our fantasy league knows better Nick Suzuki's game than I do because I watch him the most. Okay, let's be honest. And
Okay,
so far, the way he has played
keep
this season, I think he's been very worth it because he's a point per game. Second, Cole Caulfield. He's
Okay,
nasty.
fair.
Let's just get that. Okay. The
But
only
you
other
did
Hab
take
I
like
have-
3. It did take like 3 weeks to get Cole Caulfield.
Yes,
It was.
and I'm
It was.
okay with what
It was
he
a bit
was.
excessive.
Alex, he wanted Brad Marchand at first, and I wasn't going to do it. So let's just get that. I was using my head for this. Okay.
Okay.
Let's just make this very, very clear. Next. Okay. Let's talk about the other Hab I have. Okay.
You
Mike
have
Matheson.
2.
Okay.
2 more.
Let's talk about Mike Matheson for a second, right? Okay.
Yeah, you're gonna have to
Mike
explain this
Matheson.
one. The guy who's 4% rostered, by the way.
Yes.
Let's remember
Yes.
this.
Okay. He's not taking up a roster spot. He's on IR. Because Matheson, let's get this straight. The moment he's healthy, he has a golden ticket to PP1. Because, Mike Hoffman's going to stay quarterback. No, he's not. Mike Hoffman scratched last night. That's a shame. Okay, so he's in that position. Not to mention, again, depending on McAvoy's timeline, he can be gone in a second. Matheson. That's just me using my bench properly. It's not my fault. No one else in our goddamn league has properly picked up guys in IR and benched them properly. That's how I have Marchand and goddamn McAvoy. Who's the other Hab I have? Carey Price? Okay, and let's talk about this. Price is on IR, will never play again. I gave up Tyler Bertuzzi,
Yeah.
who was out for like a month.
Okay.
And I have replaced very well with Jacob.
Didn't you give up 2 people in that trade?
And Jacob Verana, who is
Okay.
gone for a while.
Okay. First of all, let's go. That was just.
That was
How did you? No. That trade. I'm sorry, is inexcusable. That
My
trade
team's better.
is.
I replaced Veranda's not going to play. Bertuzzi, I replaced with DeBrusque and all that. The team's better from it. It's better.
Oh my god. No,
Come on,
no,
and
that
then-
trade's inexcusable. I'm sorry.
we're
That
not
trade's
gonna- how about this?
inexcusable.
How about
That trade's
I
inexcusable.
bought low on Jack Hughes and got him for Alex Pietrangelo, and I got Jared Spurgeon in the deal from Will. Where's the credit there? I've been playing well. I don't care what anyone says. I have been making smart moves. I have been playing with my heart. Carey Price is with the heart, I'll
He's
admit
just
it.
playing his heart, but
it literally
Alex,
has not cost me anything to get Carey Price. It's literally
It cost
it's a
you
legacy move.
Tyler Bertuzzi and Jacob Vrana. Okay, fine. Jacob Vrana
He's gone.
won't play this
Wish
season.
him the best.
But Tyler Bertuzzi, at the end of the season, when Tyler Bertuzzi's playing
I'm
and
better
Carey
without him.
Price isn't, you're absolute whatever. You're not.
you know how
fine.
Alex is
I'm-
playing?
Compare my current
Dude.
roster to the one I had at the start of the year. My team is better.
Mhm.
Dude, I take Tyler Bertuzzi over Jake DeBrusque. I take Tyler Bertuzzi over Andrew Mangiapane. I take Tyler Bertuzzi. I take Tyler Bertuzzi over, respectfully, Martin Nakash as well.
What? He's been
Yeah.
a heater to start the year. What are you
All
talking
right,
about?
all right, all right.
All right, listen, guys.
All
I have a
right.
strategy. I'm liking my team so far. Not
Okay.
everyone is graced with Crosby and McDavid.
You know why? Because
That's not
Alex,
my problem.
I want
That's
to
not my
mention
fault.
it.
No one in our league knows how to draft
You know how Alex built his team? If you're not first, you're last.
by being smart.
Listen,
That's how I built my team.
listen.
I got
I'm not-
150 points last night.
Listen.
Can I tell you guys something? So I've been doing fantasy teams for a while for a lot of sports, and this is the first time I've seen these many moves in the first few weeks of a league. Like,
To
this
be
is
fair.
crazy.
To be fair,
Yeah.
that's me driving a lot of stuff. I'm not very patient with my team. Listen, I think the Cynthia Sim squad has gotten stronger. Okay?
Mhm.
That's all I'm going to say. I like my team. I like the bet of Martin Nakash. I like that I got Jack Hughes. I like where the team is at. Okay? We'll say that.
All right.
McDavid, 11 goals in 10 games.
Good Lord.
He's
He's
good. He's
disgusting.
hitting 80, I think, guys.
I don't think he's going to hit 80 goals, but he could hit 50.
So, Daniel, don't make me feel happy. Like I just, if he hits 80 goals, I'd be so happy. I'd be so happy because you know what's going to be funny is if he hits 80 goals, Evander Kane's at least hitting 50, and that would make me the happiest man in the world for my fantasy team. Like, just come on.
He's gonna score 50, right? Like we can agree.
Evander Kane or
no,
Connor
McDavid.
McDavid?
I'm not talking about Evander Kane. He's not. He's a waste of breath.
Not for my fantasy team.
Yeah, I know, but the person, I don't care.
He's at least hitting 50. Like, he'll probably hit 60. I wouldn't even be surprised. Like, I'm changing my answer. He's gonna win the Rocket.
Who did I say was going to win the Rocket?
I definitely said Matthews, but I was delusional. So I feel like there was a consensus on that one.
Yeah. I like my fantasy team.
Mhm.
Anyway, you know what's really weird? I meant to mention this up when we talked about the Leafs.
Mhm.
I did not realize Mark Recchi won 3 cups, each with a different team.
Yeah.
Some sort of record, isn't it?
Was it Pittsburgh, Boston,
Yeah.
Montreal?
Carolina.
Carolina, sorry.
I think he joined the Habs in 94.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah. He was the deadline rental for them
Come on,
in
Daniel.
2006. Sorry.
Come on, Daniel.
I thought it was when Adam, okay, the way he set it up, it's like, and one more team, like, it has to be the Habs.
Yeah, he was traded from the
Come on,
Flyers
Daniel.
to the Canadians
No,
for
you don't know.
Eric Gerdada, Jean Leclerc, and Gilbert Dion.
I find that weird that he was traded for John Leclerc because they ended up becoming friends and like regular line mates.
And there it is. Speaking, no, that was going to be a crap one. The Sens are apparently for sale. They're not going back. We can,
no, they're not moving.
We'll pool our resources.
Daniel, I don't know how deep you think my pockets are, but no.
I put it in the doc. Not that there was much to add to it because it's just that they're for sale. But I saw the legend of Ottawa himself, Bruce Garriock, wrote a story about this, and he had some. It was like this afternoon, and he had some names. The whole consensus of this article pretty much was that the team is not moving. Was what the consensus was, but there was a couple groups that'd be interested in buying it. They were all. He worded the headline super weirdly, but they were all not from Ottawa is the way he essentially put it, which I'm like, I guess makes sense, but like, whatever. And 2 of them have been or already in the NHL, which I thought was interesting. So I'd be curious to know how that would work. So one of them was Jeffrey and Michael Kimmel, who had a minority piece of the Penguins before they sold to Fenway Group. And the other one was, where is he? Michael
Jagislar.
Michael Andlar. He owns 20% of the Canadians. So obviously that would mean he have to sell that. Like obviously he cannot own two NHL teams. That feels a bit sketchy. And he's highly respected by Bettman and Deputy Commissioner Bill Daly, which means he'll probably be the owner they choose, which, as we know, how much influence they have. I'm curious to know how much I'd be curious to know if one of like the stipulations of buying this team is moving them to LeBron Flats.
Well, I'm sure it's a pretty big thing in the plans of it, right?
Well, they're back in the mix.
Yeah, which means, I'm sure if it's a guy an owner who isn't as contentious as Melnick was, sorry to speak ill of the dead, but, I'm sure they'd be happy to. I can't imagine the city of Ottawa don't want them there.
No, they definitely would.
It's just obviously Melnick held that back for a long time.
They would need deep pockets because this isn't going to. First off, LeBron Flats is not going to be cheap. No. That whole development is not going to be cheap, and you're looking at, I don't know, the Preds just went for $750 million, so $775 million.
That's crazy number.
That's a crazy number.
I just like to compare. Sorry, it's just a random thing I was reading today during my break. But 2007 when the Mighty Ducks were sold.
Yeah.
They were sold. Disney sold them for 75 million.
Jeez, that's nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, compared to how it is now, which is crazy.
No, it's definitely a big number. What does that make the Sens valued at? Like, I know Sportico released their valuations yesterday. I'm going to pull
I
that
think
up
they
real quick.
were around. They were in the 600 million, maybe like around 650.
So you're probably going to see if you can get more than that, but I doubt it. Like, you're probably getting somewhere around, like, that's almost like, let's say LeBron Flats is at $1 billion project, which by the end of it might be. That's almost $2 billion.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of money. Like, so I wonder if it's a stipulation. I think it's so important. Listen, I trash the Canucks enough on this podcast, but like, I think it's really important that they move from Canada to Ottawa.
Did you say Canucks?
No, Canada.
Oh, Canada. Okay.
Where the arena is.
Yeah.
It's
Right?
far. I just, from my own experience being there, it's far.
Dude,
Yeah,
it's like half an hour at
Yeah.
least.
Because someone I told you this story already before. Like when I was there for like a school thing, someone's like, apparently at Carleton I don't know if it's the case now, but a few years back they were just giving away Sens tickets.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I really want to see Bobby Ryan. And then they're like, yeah, but just letting you know, like, you can't, like, there's not really many buses that go there. And I'm like, what do you mean? And he's like, it takes a while like, it's probably gonna be an hour for you if you're gonna go there now.
Jeez.
Gentlemen.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So, this player in 18-19 had 3 goals in 53 games. He had 6 in 56 the next year, 8 in 52, 10 in 50, and he has 9 in 12 this year. 15 points in 12 games. A hat trick last night. Erik Karlsson.
Oh my god. Oh god.
I think like that Christian Dvorak. I'm like, no, those were a few days ago.
Sorry?
I'm like, Christian Dvorak. I'm like, no, that was a few days ago.
Yeah, if he had 9 goals by now, that'd be amazing. But yeah, Erik Karlsson is back.
Is he back?
Can't believe it. I've only been saying it for how many years now?
Are they going to move him to the right wing?
He's still really good. Like, the man is still, like, he probably, if he was healthy, could have like 50 points last year. I mean, he's just disgusting. I love him. He's so gonna cost them Bedard. It's gonna be funny. Daniel.
Mm-hmm.
Something big happened the past couple of days. Quack, quack, quack.
Mm-hmm.
Adidas released their 30th anniversary of the Mighty Ducks, put some little jerseys there. You have a problem with these Adidas Ducks jersey, though. Jerseys, though.
I do. And I wasn't the only one. There's an Adidas logo on it.
Okay.
It's not movie accurate.
Okay, so the Adidas logo is where, Daniel, on the jersey?
It's right, like, you know on our authentic ones where the NHL logo is? Yes. Like near the neck?
The front of the neck.
Near the collar, yeah, the collar. It's there. It's right there. It's a huge one.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. It's an eyesore for me.
So you decided to say to me that it was comparable to the RBC logo on the Habs jersey.
I'm sorry.
So that was no. You're not gonna do it. So
stand your ground, Daniel. Stand
your ground. RBC logo that has yellow in it on the blue blanc and rouge, the Montreal Canadiens. Stands out. You're saying it's comparable to this that is hidden very well on the neck and actually coordinates the colors very well.
Not really. Like,
yes.
Again,
stand your ground
from the duck that is currently dressed as a hockey player wearing some sort of a hat on his little skates. You're saying that Adidas logo is as distracting as the RBC one for the Habs home jersey.
Yes, because it was never in the movie. If you go back to the old pictures, I also just bought the movie accurate jersey. There's no Adidas there. Also, I know they're using the new technology on the new jerseys.
What new technology?
You know, like how they have the more breathable mesh.
Oh,
like we have it on the Leafs jerseys and the Habs jerseys, right?
Sure.
They never. I don't know. It just looks weird on it. It just. I know you're celebrating the 30th anniversary of it, but they never wore that. They're rolling on the Ducks.
I don't think it's the
And
same.
they're just okay. This is another inaccuracy too. I didn't like. So if you're gonna go the Hawks versus the Ducks for this collection, right?
Yeah.
They have they're showcased the Charlie Conway jersey, the Joshua Jackson, number 96, right?
Yeah.
There's a C on it. He didn't put a C on his old jersey until the third movie. When they face the Warriors, not the Hawks.
Daniel.
I'm on your side.
Daniel.
The lack of movie accuracy
Yes.
is unbelievable.
Because they're selling us nostalgia, right? If you're gonna remember it
it's-
correctly,
Exactly.
it has to be accurate.
I agree. I
Are you
agree.
gonna buy one?
No,
Well, I already got the other one, so
No.
I'm never gonna buy one.
It's like 260 or
Not
maybe
if
more.
it's not movie accurate.
If you didn't have the old one,
Mhm.
would you buy it?
I mean, probably not. No.
Probably
Why?
not.
Wait,
Yes,
why?
No,
that's
like
right.
I probably wouldn't.
You wouldn't buy it because it's not movie accurate.
It's
I
not
know,
movie
I know.
accurate. I mean, the case like see it this way, like you know how I am. I always love the older stuff. I already
Yeah.
have a Mighty Ducks jersey, like the team jersey, the Jaguar jersey.
We say it's old for you. It's your youth.
I have a Charlie Conway jersey already.
Yes.
I don't know. I don't need this like to buy. Okay, I'll see it that way. This is the
Yeah.
comparison I'm trying to make. I already have the old Mighty Ducks jersey when they were the Mighty Ducks, right?
Yeah.
I never bought the retro reverse jersey last year, even though it was
bad.
the original Wild Wing with the Mighty Duck logo.
And it was bad.
I loved it. I loved it.
It was
You know, it's one of the rarest jerseys right now. Like its resale is like $500, $600
Good Lord.
because they didn't make a lot of them.
Listen.
Because a lot of people are like, "Oh, what is that? I'm not buying it." But then suddenly it got popular.
Listen. Daniel doesn't need to buy this unnecessarily not movie accurate jersey.
I can't-
Okay?
I
It's
can't-
a fabrication of is what it is. It's not necessary.
I can't wait till he sees it in the third
No, he's not
in
gonna buy
5 years and he gets it.
No, he's not gonna buy it. It's gonna have Adidas on it, and he's not gonna buy it. He knows.
You know what's funny? It took forever for them to come out with it. Because remember, Trevor Zegras and Jamie Drysdale were wearing them. When they went last year. They went to a game. Like it was during one of their outfits. They wore the jerseys, and then they're like, "Oh, when are they releasing them?" And it took more than a year.
Wait, with the Adidas one?
Yeah, with the
With the-
Adidas one, like Zegras and Drysdale already had
believe
it.
they
I
would
know.
do that. It's such a
I
thing.
can't believe it. Yeah.
That's almost
Did
blasphemous.
they watch the movie?
That's probably not, and that's the
Oh.
issue.
To finish the show, we're going to play a game of contender or pretender. We're going to go through some of the standings and we're going to decide, is this team a contender or are they a pretender?
There's one team I'd like to point out when we get to them.
Okay. We can even go through the bottom teams and we think, should they be a little higher? Start in the Pacific, the Canucks.
Perfect.
Bottom.
Are
I mean, they're not contenders.
As advertised.
No, that's ruthless. That's unnecessary.
They
okay?
have won a game. They've won 2.
Yeah.
Chris
Okay.
Letang continues to do nothing, by the way, for Pittsburgh. Thanks, buddy. Yeah, I don't think they should be bottom 2, but I mean, like they'll get past the Sharks and the Ducks eventually, and I think it's where we all expect them to be.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
The Flame. Oh, sorry, go.
They've dug themselves a hole they're not getting out of at this point.
Yeah,
It's tough.
yeah. The Sharks and Ducks are what is that, 7th and 6th in the division? I think right now they're overachieving. Being second last and third last, to be honest with you.
But again, as advertised.
Yes.
Actually, I think
What they're trying to do.
respectfully, I think Anaheim might be is worse than I thought they would be. Like I knew they weren't going to be good, but they are not. They are.
One thing I like to point out, just a quick thing, but Jamie Drysdale, wish him the best. He's
Bro.
out apparently 6 months.
He should. I'll stand on the ground that he should have been the first defenseman drafted in his draft. I'll never leave that hill.
85%. I just got on my third reading response for this.
Let's
class.
go.
Hey.
Is that good or bad?
Probably should have been hired in my opinion, but the professor didn't say. It's just whatever.
Just have high standards.
Pretender. It's a pretender.
The Flames are currently 5th. They're 8th, 5 and 3. No, that's games played. They're 5.
Yeah.
Oh, Huberto needs to play a little better.
Yeah.
He does. He,
But I mean, they're gonna. I think they'll pick it up.
yeah.
Also,
It takes,
Mangiapane and Markstrom are kind of two important pieces.
takes time to gel. They have so many new guys.
Yeah,
Adam needs them to do better.
yeah. I need some goalie wins. Donald hasn't won a game this season. If I'm his first win, I'm.
Oh, yeah,
Gonna...
you're down to your original drafted goalie.
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, I traded Knight. I don't know. Yeah, my Spencer Knight trade was good, by the way. The Kings are currently fourth, 6-6. How are they? Oh my god, that's why, because the Flames have 4 games in hand. That is
Yeah.
the Kings, I think, are a little. They've been a little piss poor to start the year. I'm a little disappointed.
I thought this was the year they were gonna make the jump.
Same. I'd buy
Like
him as
everything
a
was
gonna
breakout
gel.
player. He
I
hasn't
don't
done
know.
anything.
I agree. Their goaltending has not been
Jonathan Quick's
good.
playing a lot to be like for this to start the season. He's
He's
actually played
played
quite a
8
few
games.
games.
He's played
Yeah.
8
Cal
games.
Peterson, Cal Peterson needs to thank his agent for getting him that contract.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Neither of them have been particularly fantastic.
Third in the division, at 5-4-2, it's the Seattle Kraken.
All right. Can we put them
Used
in
to play
pretenders?
Shane Wright.
Can we just put them in pretenders respectfully? Like this isn't gonna last. I don't think.
I think they're like. I think they're better than Vancouver.
Really,
I don't think they're better than anyone else on this list.
their top
So-
scorers right now are Jordan Eberle and Jaden Schwartz. I don't think that's not gonna last.
You know who's been really good for them? Matty Beniers.
I'm like not Shane Wright.
No, no.
Like the
Not
other
Shane
center,
Wright.
the other center.
That would
prospect.
also be correct. Not
Yes.
Shane Wright.
The Oilers are second at 7-3-0. They've won 5 straight. What do
The
you guys?
emergence of Stuart Skinner.
Yeah.
Sure. There's
Yeah.
no surprise in Edmonton for me.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
Okay.
Daniel, you're cool as he's drinking water and I stall for him to finish before I throw it over to him. Go ahead.
About what? I already said Stuart Skinner.
Okay, that's it.
The Oilers. They
And,
actually have well, I mean, okay, they have Jack Campbell, but now they have 2 consistent
Wow.
goalies. Now they have 2 consistent goalies.
I mean, I don't
Consistent isn't a
Yeah,
way I would put for either of them.
consistent.
Respectfully, I wouldn't use consistent to describe either of them.
Also winning 5 straight. They are 4 points clear of the Oilers. Head of the division right now, it's the Golden Knights.
Dude, I am
So
impressed with
Yeah.
this team. This is the team I want to
Eichel-
point out.
Eichel has shown that he's Eichel again. Still a crappy leader. I won't get off of that. But I think the Knights are back, and I believe that they're this good. I
Right.
believe.
I cannot, like their goaltending has just been wow. Like
Without
considering the
Robin Leonard.
pardon, yeah, and it's without Robin Leonard, right? Like it's Aiden Hill is 4-0. Like Logan Thompson is 5-2. Like it's
I know
just
you love that guy, by the way.
who?
Logan Thompson. I know you love that
Why?
guy.
Why?
You sports,
Sports.
alumnus.
Yeah, fair. You got me there.
Real
No,
shame
man.
what happened to TMU's women's soccer team.
Oh my god.
No varsity
Real
boys.
shame. No, man. It's just I think personally, I was unsure of what this team was gonna look like at the beginning of what it was gonna look like, especially considering both their goalies got injured to start the season,
Yeah.
and they've outplayed the way I thought they were gonna be. Like I didn't think they were gonna be top of the division by whatever. It's 10 games in or so, 10, 11 games in, but still.
The Blues are 3-5. They're the bottom of the Central.
Daniel, did you predict they weren't gonna make the playoffs or something? What's going on?
Oh my god! Like, and the losses have been horrible.
Yeah,
It just,
Yeah.
oh my
yeah.
goodness.
Robert Thomas isn't doing jack.
After that extension, by the way.
Yeah. No, they took all the money and now they're crap. I think they're better than this.
They
can't-
definitely are.
The Jordan Bainteen fighting stance returns, by the way. Did you
Dude,
see that?
this guy
Talk
needs
about
to
that he
stop.
gets pulled and then he chirps the other
Can
bench.
he
Buddy.
stop? Like it's enough. Did you see what Doug Armstrong said today?
What did he say?
No, he had an interview with he was in the Athletic. Where is it?
Doug Armstrong.
Or he
GM
had
Blues. Been around a long time, as Alex finds this, and I try and stall it out. The Blues.
But he used the rebuild word.
They've lost 5. What?
He used the
Really?
rebuild word in his
All right.
Is it
I
like
guess-
everybody signed for like 6 years there?
I guess Alex saying O'Reilly the auditor
I was
probably
not.
going to happen then. Tarasenko's gone.
Yeah, he did it with Jeremy Rutherford. Obviously.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can find rebuild in this. Give me a second.
Command F, Alex.
That's what I'm doing.
What a great tool that is. By the way.
Braden Shen too.
Oh, yeah, and Pareko has term, and then they signed Torrey Krug. You tried to ship off to me. Thank you, Daniel, in fantasy. Go away.
Oh, he doesn't want to be a anything is the quote.
Oh,
But
okay.
still, again, like I don't know about Ryan O'Reilly per se. I threw that out there last episode as a joke.
Tarasenko's gone.
Tarasenko, honestly, even if they're again, they've done this before. They traded Kevin Shattenkirk and they made the playoffs.
Yep.
Like they could be in a playoff position, not good enough or not as good as they expected. Not really looking like they're going to re-sign Vladimir Tarasenko and trade him.
They're better than the Coyotes.
Yeah, they did the Paul Stastny as well. Remember that?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
The pick that became Rasmus Sandin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Predators gave away Jake Allen for nothing. Thank you very much. The Preds are 3-6-1. Yossi has not been as good as he could be to start the year. I can tell you that. Philip Forsberg has not been as great as he should be. He just got paid too. I think the Preds are again better than the Coyotes. I just don't know where else they are. The Central is a bit of a mess right now because the Blackhawks currently have a better record than the Avs.
Yeah.
I don't know how long that's going to last, and the Jets are second. I just don't know. I believe in the Preds, so I feel like I have to go with what I said to start the season, but I'm getting nervous.
I still think they'll finish top 3.
Okay.
I think right now, just a lot of the breakout guys they had to rely on last year, things have just kind of dried up right now, but I think they're going to get it back. Like Tanner Jeannot,
Yep.
Matthew Shane, Philip Forsberg,
Yeah.
the return of Ryan Johansson.
Ellie Tolvanen's finally going to have that year.
Just you wait. I've been hearing that for
3-5-1
years.
the Coyotes. The fact they're not last is a miracle, but
Yeah.
let's be honest, they're going to be by the end of the year, they're probably going to be bottom of the division. The Avalanche are 4-4-1.
Okay, let's just contend them. Like
Is
put them
Jared
up there.
Bednar
They'll finish
on the hot
for-
seat,
They'll
guys?
they'll finish fourth. They'll finish first in the division. Like let's
Well,
go skip
I'm
this.
pretty sure they had a mess start last year, and then they won the cup.
Yeah.
Listen,
They'll be
I
fine.
still don't know if they're going to repeat with that goaltending. I don't believe in Georgiev. I refuse to. But yeah, they're better than the Blackhawks.
Gorgiev's
Speaking
been
of-
Gorgiev's been the one who's gotten all their wins.
Yeah, well,
He's
not
4-1
good.
and 1.
I don't believe it. I'll
But
believe.
listen, is Mikko Rantanen going to be asked about Jared Bednar?
Do you believe is no? Stop it. The Blackhawks are fourth. That's not going to last.
Yeah.
No.
As soon as
They've
December
also lost
hits.
4 straight.
have they really?
Yeah.
Wow. Now is the perfect time to play the Leafs. They can start winning again. But Jonathan Toews and Patrick Kane will not be Chicago Blackhawks by like January 1st. Like, yes, that's not getting to the deadline. I just can't see that.
The Wild were pretty crap to start. Now they're 5-4-1.
Wow, it's real quiet in this call right now.
Yeah, well,
It's real quiet
Marc-Andre
in this
Fleury
call
has
right
returned.
now. It's real quiet in this
Okay.
call.
I'd like to point out.
no.
Yeah,
you're wrong.
Daniel, go ahead. No, Daniel, go ahead,
No,
please.
it's my turn to respond.
Please,
It's my
Daniel.
turn. Yeah, Mark
The
Andre
5-1 and 1 goalie.
He is still. Oh my God. Yeah, geez. Yeah, his save percentage is still sub 9. No, I can't say it.
Yeah. No, Daniel, what would you like to say?
Oh, I was just gonna mention Michael Russo shout him out, but Kalen Addison, 7 assists. He's playing top 4 minutes.
Yep.
He might be a Calder consideration. We don't know.
I think
Can
Boldy's played too many games, but Boldy's also been
Very good.
such a great player for them. Really picked up where he was last year.
What's the rule for call out? I
Alex,
don't even
come
know.
on, you should know this. You have
Dude.
Calder finalist Michael Bunting on your team. Come on, you should know the rules inside and out. Remember when Sportsnet had
All
to
right.
teacher
No,
to
that's
explain
fine.
it?
You want to move on?
God, I hated that segment. Oh, the smile on David Amber's face as he tried to do that. I think the Wild could be around there, but I just still don't believe they're going to make the playoffs.
Are they better than Dallas?
Man, they've been different under DeBoer, haven't they?
They have.
Mhm.
I may believe in the Dallas Stars. Sagan's, I think, had a bit of a resurgence too in ways.
Finally
But
healthy.
it depends on how
Jamie
long
Bennett
Ottinger's
too.
out.
He's been pretty.
Yeah.
He's been being pretty solid.
If
Yeah.
Ottinger's out, he's out a week and he'll be reevaluated. If Ottinger's out, then they're screwed.
Yeah, it'll depend on how long they have to have Matt Murray in that for.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the other
Sorry,
Matt Murray.
I feel bad. I had to do it. I feel bad.
I love
but
the
had
Stars.
to
They
do
had
it.
to say like, I know this is confusing for some of you who are not like usually Stars fans.
But this is not that bad. The Jets are second at 5-3-1. Nice to see Rick Bowness back around the team. Finally getting over COVID, it seems. I don't buy it.
You know, buy it.
No.
I think as
Huh.
long as Connor Buck is this good is how long
They're giving
this
him a
team will
chance.
be.
All I saw was Mark Scheifele got humiliated by Jack Eichel in overtime, and that's all I need to say about it.
Like the craziest part about the Jets is not that they're second in the division; it's that Kyle Connor has one goal
Yeah,
in 9
that's not gonna
games.
last.
No, that's not going to last. But that's the craziest part of all this. It's unfortunate.
I don't buy it, but I do buy the Stars as being legit. Maybe not division winning by the end of the year, but I think they're going to make the playoffs based on what I've seen so far. DeBoer is actually a good hire so far. Surprised. Let's move up a bit for the East. The Blue Jackets are last. -18 is their goal differential. Holy crap. That is last in the East by -15.
Wow.
Oh.
That's horrible.
Yeah, they've been like crap. Like real.
They have not been good.
They got pumped 7-1 by the Devils, eh? That was funny.
That was tough to watch, and like some of their guys just haven't been as good as I think expected. Like it's unfortunate Patrick Laine. Pardon?
We talked about Johnny Gaudreau?
He's been
Maybe as one of them.
not Johnny.
Like
Hockey.
again, like it's unfortunate Patrick Laine got injured and was out for like 6 games. But still, like
I
get
how
it.
healthy he really is.
Sure, yeah, that's true. But like I just they have not been good.
I remember I hyped up their center depth, and it's not looking that way at all.
Daniel,
No, that's their biggest problem.
that was on you.
Yeah,
I thought I'm like Cole Sillinger, Kent Johnson gonna make those extra steps.
like not like eventually that's their top 6, right? Ken Johnson, Cole Sillinger, but not now. Like this is just unfortunate.
I don't see them.
No.
It was always going to be a struggle for them to make it, but they're falling out of the late season race for a wild card spot already, which is not fun. The Penguins are second last. They've lost 5 straight. They're gonna be fine. Sidney Crosby.
They can lose.
Goaltending, I don't know. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when was the last time we liked Pittsburgh goaltending?
Oh, Andre Fleury.
Marc-Andre.
Sorry, I hit my.
No, you're not wrong though, right? Like
Murray.
you're not wrong though. Like
2-time Stanley Cup champion Matt Murray.
you're not wrong, Marc-Andre Fleury. Like that was the last time anyone felt confident in their goaltending.
We haven't felt confident in the goaltending in Washington since Braden Holtby left. And the Caps are 5-4-2. I'm worried about the Caps. I'm very worried about the Caps this year. At this point, I don't know if they're gonna make it's 11 games. But I'm worried for the Caps right now. They just seem kind of.
It's crazy what can happen when you miss. You're missing your best center,
greatest center in franchise history.
Yeah, like he just poofs and disappears. And like I don't want to be like I don't want to crap on Dylan Strome, who, by the way, has 9 points in 11 games.
He's
Or
back.
like, it's just how on earth are you going to replace Nick Backstrom, right? Like that's I think the thing.
Do you guys see them making it?
They could try to maybe they'll make another run like they did last year, get hot, and they'll eventually do it. It just
and lose in the first round.
The thing is if they make the playoffs, they're gonna be a problem. Like they're just that type of team. They're gonna be a problem if they make. All they have to do is make the play. Look, they were this close to beating Florida last year. They almost beat Florida last year.
4 straight winners of games are the New York Islanders. I still don't know what the hell they are. Sorokin's good.
Defensive responsibility. Did you see Zach Parise for expected goals is one of the highest guys right now?
Yeah.
Him and his 4 goals.
Yeah.
Oh, but I don't know where to quite see the Islanders, to be honest. I don't know.
I think I also see them as potential upsetters.
I mean, that is
yeah.
their whole thing.
And again, I feel like this division, the Metro, has 3 teams that if they make the playoffs, they're gonna be a problem. And again, this is one of them. But this is not that a lot has to go right for them. I just feel like the top 3 is set. I feel like the top 3 is Carolina, Pittsburgh, and New York, in whatever order that may be.
Now, and I'm like, you think the Devils?
No.
Wow.
Yeah, no, sorry. I like the Devils, but not that much. I just think, again, they're going to be fighting with Washington, and then whoever the hell the Atlantic is. Whoever's going to be 4th and 5th in the Atlantic, I feel like that's who they're going to be fighting with. And New Jersey potentially, again, they're 7-3-0 to start. We'll get there, but still,
the wild card race is going to be a bloodbath.
And it's going to be hell in the East. It's going to be hell.
Can we finally say the Devils are back then?
No, we're not.
Has it worked?
Not yet.
The Flyers.
We're not there yet. We're not
the rebuild is over.
The Flyers, I think, are going to be. The Flyers are going to be in the wild card race, I think, too.
You think this is going to last the entire season?
Yeah, I do. Because Tortorella. It's going to
overperform, and then I don't know. It might be the same thing. We'll see again how his voice is.
Well, you're a big believer because instead of recording, you had to go check out Kevin Hayes getting cleaned up. Daniel,
I think the Flyers will be in the mix for quite some time. I just don't. I feel like that it's going to fade a little bit. Also, I feel like there's going to be some trades. I don't think this is the roster that's going to finish, and John Tortorella is not going to have all the same tools he had to work with. But I could be wrong because they're not rebuilding. So who the hell knows what they are? Also, is Carter Hart going to have 9-4-3 goaltending the entire year? My Lord, Carter Hart is back.
But if he is 9-20.
There's a chance.
Happening, and they have a chance.
Who's their backup goalie again?
Felix Sandstrom.
Oh, okay.
Starting against the Leafs. The Canes are 3rd in the division. They could probably win it. They're good.
I'm not good. I know this is a ways away, but I cannot wait to see what that team looks like when they get Max Pacioretty back. I've been having some thoughts about the Carolina Hurricanes.
But he's a fraud.
That's fine, but every other place he's gone, he's been the primary scorer. Especially in the playoffs. Montreal, he was the go-to guy to score. In Vegas, he was the go-to guy to score. In Carolina, he's not the go-to guy to score. He's 3rd or 4th on the list.
But he's a fraud.
Okay. That's fine.
It's Max fraud. The Rangers are 2nd, and I can see them staying there. Yeah, they're the Rangers. Yeah, they're good. Leading the Metro, led by Jack Hughes, my man. It's the Devils. They're not going to stay there. But I think they're getting points early, which is now let's be honest. If the Flyers win their game, they tie the Devils. It's very tight in the season overall, to be fair. But bit of goaltending. Bit of goaltending's working out for the Devils. And Jack Hughes is nasty. And Heischer's really Mr. Merritt.
And Jesper Bratt has 16 points. My
I'm
God.
so mad.
As expected.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
we should have believed him. I can't
Wow, it
believe
sounds
that
like
Scott Dawson got
w-
him on
we've
fantasy.
talked about good Devils goaltending since Martin Brodeur left. Wow, that's crazy. I don't think we've ever talked about the
Wow.
Devils goaltending like
Wow.
this.
Wow.
I mean,
Wow.
Mister,
Wow.
you're saying that to Alex, who was the biggest fan of Mackenzie Blackwood last year.
So
And I mean,
listen, I don't
it's
think
not
he's going to
hard to
be
be,
the.
a goaltender behind the best defense the game has ever seen when you don't really have to face more than 10 shots every minute.
Uh,
If we're gonna get into that debate,
okay, Dougie Hamilton's back. That's my proclamation
Is
for the Devils.
yeah.
Norris
It's like I
contender?
said, it's crazy what happens when you have a full summer to heal or something. I don't know.
Last in the Atlantic is the Ottawa Senators. They've lost 3 straight.
My God,
Josh
that's
Norris is
surprising.
gone. But here's the thing: if they win their game and the Leafs lose tonight, they're tied. And they would also
Awesome.
then tie them the Canadians.
That's so
And for
cool.
points, they would tie the Red Wings, and they would be a point behind the Panthers, 2 behind Tampa, who are third. I'm getting ahead of myself. Um, it's going to be tough without Norris, isn't it? I almost said
Yeah.
Landon Norris, but
It's
Um,
going to be,
Pinto, he's playing center, but he's only getting like 12 minutes.
yeah, because they're playing him on the third line.
Yeah.
it's
Because
kind
that
of.
third line has been good, apparently. That's what I've been reading.
I think it's going to be a rough time for anyone in the Atlantic. But my God, except Boston right now. But
Is just running away with it.
but
For them.
the Sens,
No, they won't be at the bottom by the end of the year.
they'll bleed into the wild card race. I
For
think.
sure.
Yeah.
For sure. They've improved too much to be at the bottom by the end of the year.
When is Cam Talbot supposed to come back?
I don't know. He's been kind of quiet.
Yeah, don't worry, it won't be for long.
Okay.
4 straight losses. It's the Leafs. They're not
Okay.
gonna finish second.
I don't know.
Making the playoffs,
Mm,
guys. They're making the playoffs.
all
Come
right.
on,
All
they're
right.
making
All
the
right.
playoffs.
All right. All right.
Alex, where's that bright positivity to start the season?
They're
We need it
making-
back.
Dude, when was the last time I
Yeah.
had positivity on this
Daniel, you're
podcast?
the positive one. Come on. So you're saying the Leafs are gonna miss?
No, I'm not saying the Leafs are going to miss, but like I'm just like there's nothing to celebrate down in Leafsville.
500 are the Montreal Canadiens. Yeah, they're overachieving, and apparently their goals for metrics are they're again overachieving.
But would you not be surprised if they finished sixth
last.
in the division? I had to count.
No.
Okay.
No, I wouldn't, because you could see the Sabres. Actually, you know what? I find it, if they finish 6th, I'd be surprised, because that means any of those other teams have to fall back.
I thought you didn't like Detroit as much as everyone else did, or am I thinking of someone else?
Yeah, but Sam Martinbow's been nasty, and that's not going to last. And if it's not Suzuki or Caulfield scoring, it's not really anyone else right now. I just have a really difficult time seeing them finish ahead of the Leafs. Obviously, the Sens, the Panthers are the only one, because there's such a wild card with that defense. Also,
Brandon Montour is their number 1 defenseman right now.
yeah, that's not good.
Daniel's loving life.
I just have it. I see it difficult for them to not finish bottom 2 in the division. I just do.
Are you saying Christian Dvorak scoring is not going to last?
No,
No, you're not saying that? Or you're saying that?
no, I don't believe him.
Okay.
And that will move on to the Detroit Red Wings, who are 5th in the division. I mean, that's probably where you expected them to probably be. They're in the race. Who cares? If they
I
win
think
the
they're going to
next
be in
game-
the race. I don't know.
Like, if they win their next game, they're tied with Tampa. It's just a bit of a mess right now.
It's a mess, but like I think even after 9 games, I wouldn't be surprised if they're in the race the closer we get to April.
The Panthers are 4th.
God, I don't get this team.
Yeah, I don't. Again, the Leafs are going to finish higher than them this year. Like, that's going to happen.
Wow. All right. Okay. You know what? You said it, not me. I putting that out there. I don't know if I
Sorry,
agree
Bob
with
Gardner,
that.
but
I don't know if I agree with that though.
To be fair, I have a vested interest in that first round pick.
Fair,
I just
but
the defense is abhorrent. It's a monster.
Yeah.
In a bad way.
The thing is like
Michael in Halloween Ends.
no, I know, but
Shell
like
of its former self.
I don't think that's what made them so good last year, though.
Well,
And I don't think they got worse up front.
they lost Mason Marchment.
All right, but they okay, fine. They lost Jonathan Huberdeau as well, but they got Matthew Tkachuk. Like, this is the team who time and time again has brought in, especially up front, have brought in reclamation projects, or well, we can call them reclamation projects, but like
that's what Colin White is.
That's what Colin
He's doing
White
well.
is.
7 points,
Yeah, not bad.
2 goals, 5 assists.
Third or Tampa Bay, they're going to be in the top 3. We can just
They're good. I think they're going to be one. I don't care what anyone else
Did
says.
Brendan Hagel get better?
Probably.
Yeah, he will because Tampa culture.
But before we move on from Tampa, I want to bring this up again. Anyone like I know it's not a major topic of conversation, but I'm hearing the rumors. I'm hearing the murmurs. Enough with the tiredness. They're not tired.
Friedman.
They're not tired. They're just taking a break. They'll be back. Like, what are we doing, guys? What are we doing here? Stop.
What we're going to do now is look at the Sabres.
All right.
Tage Thompson just had, what was it, a 6-point night?
Yeah. 3 goals, 3 assists.
I want to love the Sabres, but I don't see them finishing top 3 in the Atlantic. That's a real big stretch for me.
We don't know. I don't know. Like, the momentum of last year is still there. It's just everyone has to perform the same way they were playing last year. And I think
you're missing the thing of Eric Comrie has to
right,
and the elder statesman of Craig Anderson.
I just pulled up Craig Anderson's stats.
He's been gross, hasn't he? Really good.
3 games, 3 wins, a 946 save percentage, 166 goals against. Like, that's insane.
How old is he again? Remind us, Alex.
41.
Yeah, that's not good.
Is that his jersey number, right? Yeah.
I don't know, but that's his age. Yeah, that is his jersey.
So when will Christopoulos finally get a Craig Anderson jersey?
You're gonna have to ask him.
We're gonna ask.
I think there were a few other names you could get.
It's Craig Anderson,
but not when he wins the Vezina.
Oh my god!
You and your old overrated goalies.
Oh, hey, don't call Craig Anderson overrated.
Yeah, no, that's mean. He's actually really likable.
Yeah.
The best team in the NHL, head of the Atlantic. Who knows if they're going to finish first in the Atlantic, but they're making the playoffs.
They're top 3. Like
the Bruins haven't lost at home. They're 9-1.
I want to go back to a conversation we had about one David Krejci, who had 8 points.
Mike was wrong. Mike was wrong about that.
I want to go back to that conversation.
Pasternak
I'm not sure. Like,
holy crap! This is dumb. This is dumb.
And it's great. Like, last year, I think a lot of their goaltending was driven by Jeremy Swayman, right? I think Ullmark had a tough start in Boston, and this year he's just been unstoppable. This is the Ullmark, like, and I know it's crazy, but like this feels like the Ullmark that we saw in Buffalo.
Yeah.
Except he has, like, all due respect that with that team at the time, he has a decent team in front of him.
Yeah. Getting more of the starts now. Like, his last year, it was always that split, but he's getting a lot more than Jeremy Swayman. He struggled a bit.
You know who's point per game, by the way? Hampus Lindholm.
Oh, I didn't expect that.
And you know who else is point per game? Pat. Love Pat. So is Brad Marchand also. 4 points in 2 games. He's nasty.
Wow. And you know what the best part about all this is?
I have Pat and DeBrusk on the team.
You have a lot of Bruins on your team.
I have 2.
But don't you have Jake DeBrusk?
Yeah, you have DeBrusk and.
Oh, I have McAvoy too. I forgot.
Yeah, McAvoy hasn't even played. They don't even have their they don't even have their best defenseman. They don't even have their best defenseman.
I hate the Bruins.
This is unfair.
They're never going to be bad again.
But according to fantasy, they expect to push down Anton Strawman when Charlie McAvoy comes back.
Yeah, guess what? Guess what's going to happen to Mike Matheson when McAvoy gets back? He's going to go back to the streets for my fantasy team. Use your bench properly, kids, if you're doing your fantasy league. Come on. Yeah, there we go. That's it. We're done. Thank you for listening. Bit of an abrupt end, but we have to go. There's a game soon, and I want to have a shower. I still smell of a LCBO warehouse. Yeah. Why are you laughing, Daniel? Did you see Marc-Andre Fleury's numbers?
Oh my gosh. It's just very specific.
Well, it's where I work.
Wow.
There's a falcon in the warehouse today. It's wild. Falcon.
The TMU Bull Falcon?
Oh, what a crap name. What an absolute crap name. They deserve to lose the women's game.
Oh my god. It was a tough loss though for TMU.
It was.
Alex was there.
Yeah.
I was.
Did you notice many of the TMU forwards doing well? Oh no, that person wasn't even playing, were they?
No.
Anyway, let's go. Anyway, that's it. Man, I'm still not getting used to these glasses. We should never miss anything again, guys. Because there are 12 eyes between us because we all have glasses. Yeah.
Hey.
I thought you guys were gonna laugh more at that joke. In my head. And yeah, we're gonna end it like that. Thank you for watching. Check out the show wherever you listen to your podcast, and we're on YouTube too. Check it out. Do you disagree with what we said? Cool. Don't care. We do, but
Let us know.
Leave a 5-star review on iTunes or Apple Podcasts. Man, that app sucks, doesn't it? I only listen on Spotify now because it's so much.
Oh, make sure to give us 5 stars on Spotify so we get a rating because you have to get 15 to get the rating.
Really?
Yeah, and I've asked all my friends, and I don't know. I have to remind them.
I was about to say, yeah, come on. I don't have 15 friends, so that's not gonna. No, it's
Does your mom have a Spotify?
Alex, it was
if Mike gets this far into the episode, I know we're gonna get a text about it. Damn it. I hope he doesn't close the episode as soon as you start ending it, because I hope he hears that.
Oh god! Oh,
all right.
done. Oh, we're
Bye,
done.
guys.
Thanks for listening.